You need one habit that fills your mind, you need one habit that empties your mind, and you need one habit that makes you use your mind. And these are the three habits that each and every person needs to have a successful and meaningful life. So, we are going to be discussing these three habits that you need to build. Everyone needs to build. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you go and do this, but every single person, the way you design your life, all your life, you need to at least have these three habits that you will put in place. One that is going to fill your mind, one that is going to empty your mind, and one that is going to make you use your mind. Now, I should say that most of the habits that you have right now, they are not your own desires. Like, you did not choose that these are the habits I want to build and these are the habits I want to be with. It is the environment that has put those things in place for you, and all of a sudden you have copied those habits, and that's how you are living. So definitely you have a chance to choose your habits, and this very video I'm going to be explaining to you how and examples of habits that you can build for yourself so that you can have a successful and a meaningful life. Now, the first habit that I want you to actually think about is a habit that fills in your mind. Now, when you fill out your mind without taking out, you become overloaded, meaning you have overfilled in your mind without taking out. That is called anxious. You just feel overloaded and you are not actually productive. But again, when you over empty your mind, you just take things away from your mind, and then you are not really filling up your mind. You become actually bored because you feel like you know everything and you are not getting new, you are not learning new things. You are just giving out things, you are just giving out and emptying your mind all the time. It will always become boring. So that's what brings us to the formula that we say we fill our mind, we use our mind, and we empty our mind. So I want to take you through this one. How do you fill your mind? Now, take example, if you have planned your day and in the afternoon you are going to be filling up your mind. How are you filling up your mind in the afternoon? When you watch a YouTube video just like this one telling you about productivity and building up your life, you are filling in your mind. Watching a course, you are filling in your mind. Reading a book, you are filling in your mind. Now, whether you like it or not, every single day you fill in your mind. But the difference is what you decide to fill in your mind. Most of us, every single day we are filling in, every single day we are watching videos, every single day we are reading, every single day we are doing a lot of things that fill in our mind. But the thing is that we do not decide deliberately that this is the habit and this is the time I'm going to take 1 hour of my day to fill in my mind. And if you actually start taking it a habit and you are building it by your own self and consciously you are thinking about filling in your mind, that's when you actually become to realize that there are some things that are not supposed to go in your mind and some things are important that they are supposed to go in your mind. And that is the first step of realization and building the habit of feeling in your mind. Because whether you like it or not, every single day you feel in your mind, but what you really feel in your mind, you don't decide it by yourself. Because of course I said it in the beginning that it is the environment that is influencing most of your behaviors. So deliberately we want to create 1 hour or 1.5 hours in our habit to fill in our mind. Now, the way you are going to fill in your mind really differs from one person to person. People like me, I can buy courses, I can watch courses, free courses, bought courses, I can read books, I can go for podcasts. But also, when you talk about feeling in your mind, it depends on how best for you feel in your mind. If you like watching videos, then you are going to deliberately watch videos that are going to fill in your mind to be productive. If you like reading books, you are going to read those books, or you like reading articles. You like Facebooking. Of course, there are Facebook accounts that you can follow that are going to be writing productivity things. Every time you take conscious that this is the time I'm going to fill my mind, then you are going to be able to actually realize that there are some things that are not supposed to go in your mind. And that very time, you'll actually build your habit for at least 1 hour. Now, after filling in your mind, we need also a way of emptying your mind, because the fact is that when you overfill your mind, you are going to become anxious if you are not taking in things out. And this is the new generation, the Gen Zs. In the Gen Zs, we need to take time off. We need to take time off work. We are not people who work 24 hours every single time. We need to take time off. So how do you take time off to really take out things out of your mind? That is one. If you take it consciously and you start building it as a habit, like taking things out of your mind. How do you do it? When I pick a pen and a paper and I start writing a plan, I'm actually taking things away from my mind, putting it on a piece of paper. I'm actually filling out my mind. I'm taking things away from my mind. That is like I'm emptying my mind. Then another thing is that when I try to meditate, like people, meditation, I know you see so many people that do meditate, especially in China, or those people in Chinese movies you have seen meditation. Yeah, people do meditate. They go in a quiet place and keep quiet, try to reflect onto their life. Meditation, actually, I used to think it doesn't work, but I didn't know that I also do meditate. And how do I meditate? For me, I go for prayers. When I go for prayers, I actually reflect my mind, and it is a way of emptying my mind. I relax. And some people do it very differently, but in any way that you do, deliberately, when you decide that this is a way of actually, I'm going to actually put out of my mind, I'm going to refill out or take things out of my mind, then I feel like you are going to be more great. Now, how are you going to take things out of your mind? Of course, when you write things down, you're taking things out of your mind. When you are meditating, you are taking things out of your mind. Anything that makes you relax and takes things out of your mind. You can journal down, you can walk, you can do exercise, you can meditate. All those things are actually making sure that you empty your mind. Please, it is very important. This generation of ours, we are over consuming a lot of things that we are not taking things out. We need to take things out, and that is one of the way that we will remain productive and we will remain active in our different fields that we are in. And then the third one that is very important is to use your mind. Like, we need to use our minds. We are in a stage that we are not actually using our minds. We are filling in our minds, we are taking in our minds, but we have not deliberately created that habit of actually using our mind. Now, how can you use your mind? We are in a state that everything is just on table. Everything is on table. AI is giving you everything. You don't need to think about so many things. That's why people are really failing to use their minds. The creativity of human being is actually going away. Let me tell you something. If you have watched this video up to the end, I want to tell you that the most valuable thing right now is actually creativity of the mind, because our minds are now being loaded with a lot of things that we are not creative. We cannot sit down and create something. We are not using our mind anymore. Now, I want you to create a habit, 1 hour a day. Try to be using your mind. And how are you going to use your mind? Try to write something, writing something down, a book or what. Try to do deep work. Try to create. When I'm creating a video like this one, I am using my mind, and that is one way of using my mind and adding to the world. It is something that is a habit for me. When I'm creating videos, I'm talking to people, audiences like this. I'm writing to my audience. That is a habit of actually what giving out, or actually creating. I'm doing what I'm using my mind. So you also need to take a habit in your field, whatever, something that needs deep mind, like that needs your mind. Try to do it, because you need to use your mind. If you are not using your mind, or deliberately choosing a habit that makes you use your mind, then you are actually going to face it rough. Now, I want you to dive deep and pick a piece of paper right now and write a system that you are going to follow. Write a system that you are going to follow, and that system should have 3 habits that you are going to follow week in and week out. And those 3 habits, as we said, the first habit is going to be the one that fills in your mind. Are you going to listen to podcasts? Are you going to watch useful courses? Are you going to actually watch YouTube videos that are useful? Or are you going to, what are you going to do? Write it down that it's going to be filling in your mind, and every single day give it 1 hour 20 minutes. Every single day you are going to be filling in your mind. And then another thing that we need to do, we need to empty our mind. Are we going to empty our mind? By planning, by meditation, by walking, by exercising. It is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Put it 1 hour and 20 minutes. That is how you are going to actually deliberately empty your mind. And then the third thing that we are going to be taking out, we are going to be using our mind. By using our mind, are you going to become a creator? Are you going to do web designing? Are you going to do Photoshop? There are skills online that are going to really help you to build a business, to become productive. So many skills, but deliberately they need you to learn them. For example, if you are a skill that you want to learn, you in these 4 hours, because we are planning to work 4 hours a day. This is yes, of course. We are planning to work 4 hours. Now, in these 4 hours, we are doing a lot in just 4 hours and building these 3 habits of ours. We are filling in our mind, taking out of our mind, and also using our mind. Unless you have a special project that we are working on, but 4 hours a day is actually enough in our generation to create for you a full-time business. Now, if you have this system, please try as much as you can to follow it. Now, if there's a habit that is not working for you, please try to change it, because we are in an era that everything is you can access it. Try to change a habit that you cannot access. Please make sure that in the beginning, following a new habit is very hard for you, but make sure you stick to these habits. And I know that when you stick to them, they are really going to be helpful to you. This is the real plan that I had for you. If you're someone who really likes such content, make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification button, because I'm going to be bringing you so much of productivity content like this one. If you have liked this content, please tell me in the comment section which habit you really want to really build on, and tell us your plans in the 3 habits that you have been doing. Maybe we can also copy you. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on all other social media platforms.